First Contact and the Deathworld Challenge. The starship Horizon glided silently through the inky void of space, its sleek hull gleaming under the light of distant stars. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the swirling blue-green orb of the alien world that filled the view screen. After centuries of dreaming and decades of tireless effort, humanity had finally achieved faster-than-light travel. The Horizon was the flagship of Earth's first interstellar expedition, and Elena felt the weight of history on her shoulders. "Status report," she called out, her voice steady despite the nervous anticipation churning in her gut. Her first officer, Dr. Amit Patel, looked up from his console. "All systems nominal, Captain. We're maintaining stable orbit around the planet. No signs of artificial structures or technology on the surface, but we're detecting multiple biomarkers consistent with a carbon-based ecosystem." Elena nodded, a small smile tugging at the corners of her mouth. "Life, Amit. We've found life on another world." Before Emmett could respond, a shrill alarm cut through the air. Red warning lights flashed across every screen on the bridge. "What the hell?" Elena snapped, whirling to face her communications officer. "Report." Lieutenant Sarah Chen's fingers flew across her holographic interface. "Captain, we're detecting a massive energy surge. Something's coming through. It looks like some kind of wormhole or spatial rift." The view screen flickered, and the peaceful alien world vanished, replaced by a mind-bending tear in the fabric of space-time. From within the swirling vortex emerged a ship that dwarfed the Horizon. Its design was like nothing humanity had ever seen, all sweeping curves and iridescent surfaces that seemed to shift and flow like liquid metal. "Hail them," Elena ordered, straightening her uniform and taking a deep breath. This was it. First Contact. Moments later, the view screen changed again. Elena found herself face to face with a being that defied easy description. It had a vaguely humanoid shape, but its skin was a shimmering, ever-changing kaleidoscope of colors. Multiple eyes blinked in sequence around a central orb, and when it spoke, its voice seemed to come from everywhere at once. "Greetings, travelers," the alien said, its words somehow perfectly understandable despite the otherworldly timbre. "I am High Counselor Sixlith of the Galactic Confederation. We have been monitoring your approach and deemed it time to make contact." Elena swallowed hard, acutely aware that the fate of humanity might hinge on her next words. "I am Captain Elena Rodriguez of the Earth ship Horizon. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and friendship among the stars." The alien's colors swirled faster, and Elena got the distinct impression it was surprised, confused. "Earth?" Sixlith repeated. "You mean to say your species originated on that Class 12 Deathworld?" Elena blinked, caught off guard. "I'm not sure I understand. Earth is our homeworld, yes. What do you mean by Class 12 Deathworld?" The alien's many eyes blinked in rapid succession. "Fascinating. We had detected primitive life forms on your planet, but we never imagined a sapient species could evolve there, let alone achieve interstellar travel. You see, Captain Rodriguez, worlds are classified based on their habitability. Class 1 is a paradise, while Class 15 is utterly inhospitable to all known forms of life. Earth is a Class 12, a planet of such extreme conditions that it should be nearly impossible for complex life to thrive." Elena exchanged bewildered glances with her crew. "Earth? A death world. Sure, it had its share of natural disasters and harsh environments, but it was the cradle of humanity, teeming with life in all its varied forms." "I'm afraid I don't quite follow," Elena said carefully. "Earth has a wide range of ecosystems, but it's far from inhospitable. We've cataloged millions of species across every continent and ocean." Sixlith's colors pulsed with what might have been excitement. "Incredible. Your ability to adapt must be extraordinary. Tell me, Captain, do your people routinely survive exposure to extreme temperatures, caustic chemicals, and high levels of background radiation?" Elena frowned. Well, we have protective gear for hazardous environments, but many of our world's extremes are quite survivable. We have settlements in the frozen Arctic, the scorching deserts, and even underwater habitats. The alien's central eye widened. Underwater. In the crushing depths, surrounded by toxic salts and predatory megafauna. Extraordinary. As the conversation continued, Alina began to understand. What humans considered normal, seasons, weather patterns, plate tectonics, were apparently terrifying to most galactic species. Earth's gravity alone would crush many alien visitors, while its atmospheric pressure and oxygen content would be considered lethally high. High Counselor, Alina said, an idea forming. It seems our species have much to learn from each other. Perhaps we could arrange a cultural exchange. We would be honored to host representatives of the Galactic Confederation on Earth and to visit some of your worlds in return. Zixlith's colors swirled contemplatively. A bold proposal, Captain Rodriguez, but I fear few of our member species would survive long on your homeworld. However, your people's hardiness presents an intriguing opportunity. The alien's tone shifted, taking on a more formal cadence. Humanity, as a newly discovered spacefaring civilization, you are hereby invited to petition for membership in the Galactic Confederation. However, given your unique physiological adaptations, we propose a special challenge to prove your worth. Alina straightened, sensing the gravity of the moment. We're listening, High Counselor. The Confederation has long sought to expand into more challenging environments, Zixlith explained. Worlds rich in resources, but too dangerous for our member species to colonize effectively. We challenge humanity to establish viable colonies on 5 Deathworlds of our choosing within 5 of your Earth years. Succeed, and you will be granted full membership with all the rights and privileges therein. Additionally, you will be contracted as our premier colonization specialists, with exclusive rights to settle and develop extreme worlds throughout the galaxy. The bridge fell silent as the weight of the proposal sank in. 5 Deathworlds. In 5 years. It was an audacious challenge, but the potential rewards were staggering. Humanity would leap from newfound interstellar travelers to major players in the galactic community overnight. Alina took a deep breath, keenly aware that she was about to make a decision that would alter the course of human history. She thought of the pioneering spirit that had driven her ancestors to cross vast oceans, scale towering mountains, and brave the harshest deserts. She thought of the ingenuity that had taken humanity from horse-drawn carriages to faster-than-light travel in just a few centuries. High Counselor Zixlith, Alina said, her voice ringing with determination. On behalf of humanity, we accept your challenge. The alien's colors erupted in a dazzling display. Excellent. We shall transmit the coordinates of your first target world immediately. I must warn you, Captain Rodriguez, the environments you will face are far more extreme than anything on your Earth. Many in the Confederation believe this task to be impossible. Alina allowed herself a small, confident smile. With all due respect, High Counselor, the word impossible isn't in humanity's vocabulary. We've spent our entire history overcoming the impossible. This is just the next step in our journey. As the communication ended and the alien ship disappeared back through its spatial rift, the bridge of the horizon erupted into a flurry of activity. Alina turned to her crew, seeing a mixture of excitement and apprehension on their faces. "All right, people," she said, her voice cutting through the chatter. "We've got a lot of work ahead of us. Dr. Patel, I want you to analyze every bit of data we received on these Deathworlds. Lieutenant Chen, send a priority message back to Earth. We're going to need every brilliant mind and every resource we can muster." As her crew sprang into action, Alina gazed out at the stars, a fierce determination burning in her chest. Humanity had been forged in the crucible of what the galaxy considered a Deathworld. Now, they would show the universe exactly what that meant. The Deathworld challenge had begun, and humanity was ready to prove that they could make themselves at home on any world the cosmos could throw at them. For the first time in history, the stars themselves seemed within reach, and Elena Rodriguez knew that this was only the beginning of humanity's greatest adventure. The frozen wastes of Glacius. The colony ship Endurance dropped out of FTL on the outskirts of the Glacius system, its hull gleaming against the pale light of a distant blue dwarf star. On the bridge, Captain Elena Rodriguez studied the holographic display of their target world, a planet locked in an eternal winter, its surface a patchwork of ice sheets, frozen methane lakes, and towering glaciers. Well, they weren't kidding when they said extreme environments, Elena muttered, her breath misting in the artificially cooled air of the bridge. In preparation for their arrival, the ship's environmental systems had been gradually adjusted to match Glacius' brutal conditions. Dr. Amit Patel, now serving as the mission's chief scientist, nodded grimly. Surface temperature averages -180 degrees Celsius. Atmosphere is primarily nitrogen and methane, with oxygen levels at less than 0.1% of Earth normal. Gravity is 1.3 times Earth standard. He paused, allowing the data to sink in. By all conventional metrics, this planet is completely inhospitable to human life. Elena's lips curled into a determined smile. Conventional metrics don't apply to humanity, Doctor. We didn't come all this way to be stopped by a little cold weather. As the Endurance entered orbit, the 1,000-strong crew of scientists, engineers, and colonists prepared for their descent. They had spent the long journey from Earth training relentlessly, pushing the limits of human endurance and developing cutting-edge technology to tackle the challenges that awaited them. The first wave of colonists touched down on Glacius in specially designed landers, their reinforced hulls groaning under the strain of the planet's higher gravity and thick, freezing atmosphere. Elena led the initial survey team, stepping out onto the icy surface in her exosuit. The suit was a marvel of human engineering, a powered exoskeleton wrapped in layers of advanced insulation and life support systems. My God, Elena breathed, her words carried over the comm system. The landscape before her was alien and beautiful in its hostility. Sheets of ice stretched to the horizon, broken only by jutting spires of frozen methane that glowed an eerie blue in the wan starlight. The sky above was a deep purple, with auroras dancing across the upper atmosphere. Life sign readings, she asked, turning to Dr. Patel, who was operating a complex sensor array. Negative on the surface, Amit replied, his voice tinged with disappointment. But I'm detecting faint energy signatures beneath the ice. There could be something down there. Elena nodded, filing the information away for later investigation. Right now, their priority was establishing a foothold on this frozen world. Over the next few weeks, the colony took shape with remarkable speed. Prefabricated habitat modules were lowered from orbit, their structures designed to withstand Glacius' crushing gravity and insulate against the killing cold. Power generation proved to be one of their earliest challenges. Solar was inefficient under the dim blue dwarf star, and wind turbines froze solid within hours of activation. The solution came from Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the mission's energy systems specialist. We go down, she explained, pointing to a holographic model of the planet's crust. Glacius has a molten core, just like Earth. We can tap into that geothermal energy with deep drilling techniques. Elena green-lit the project, and soon massive drills were boring through kilometers of ice and rock. The heat and power they tapped into not only energized the growing colony, but also created pockets of warmth that allowed for the first attempts at agriculture. Food production was the next major hurdle. Traditional crops were out of the question in Glacius' harsh environment. Here, humanity's experience with hydroponic and aeroponic farming in space stations proved invaluable. Specially designed growth chambers were constructed, bathed in artificial light, and nourished by nutrient-rich mists. But it was Dr. Patel who made the breakthrough that would truly secure the colony's future. Analyzing samples from deep ice cores, he discovered resilient extremophile bacteria thriving in pockets of liquid water near geothermal vents. These little guys have evolved to survive in conditions not too dissimilar from what we're facing, Amit explained excitedly. If we can decode their genetic adaptations, we might be able to engineer crops that can withstand glacious environment. The project consumed much of the colony's resources, but the payoff was immense. Within months, they had developed strains of cold-resistant alga and lichen that could grow on the planet's surface, beginning the long process of increasing oxygen levels in the atmosphere. As the colony expanded, the Lina authorized exploratory missions to investigate the energy signatures detected during their initial landing. Teams of scientists and engineers ventured into vast ice caves and subglacial lakes, their exosuits now streamlined and adapted for underwater exploration. It was during one of these expeditions that humanity made first contact with native glacian life. Dr. Sofia Valdez, the team's xenobiologist, was the first to spot them. Bioluminescent creatures that resembled a cross between Earth's cephalopods and deep-sea fish, gliding gracefully through the frigid waters of a massive underground lake. "They're beautiful," Sophia whispered, her voice filled with awe as she recorded the encounter. The creatures seemed curious about the human explorers, their tentacles gently probing the suit's outer layers. Initial attempts at communication were challenging, but over time, a rudimentary form of understanding developed. The glacians, as they came to be called, possessed a highly developed form of bioelectrical signaling. Human engineers, led by the brilliant Dr. Zhen Chen, developed interfaces that could interpret and transmit these signals, allowing for basic exchanges of information. The glacians, it turned out, were not only sentient but had a complex society spanning the planet's subglacial ocean network. They viewed the surface-dwelling humans with a mixture of curiosity and concern, fearing that the colonists' activities might destabilize their icy world. Elena, recognizing the delicate nature of the situation, initiated a series of diplomatic meetings with glacian representatives. "We come as friends and fellow inhabitants of this world," she explained through the bioelectrical interface. "We seek to learn from you and to find ways for both our species to thrive here." The negotiations were long and complex, but eventually, a mutually beneficial agreement was reached. The humans would share their geothermal energy technology, which could help the glacians expand their habitable zones in the subglacial oceans. In return, the glacians would provide invaluable knowledge about glacious ecosystems and help guide human exploration to avoid damaging crucial environmental systems. This partnership proved to be the key to the colony's long-term success. Human ingenuity combined with glacian wisdom allowed for rapid advancements in adapting to the planet's harsh conditions. New materials were developed by studying glacian biology, leading to more efficient insulation and energy storage technologies. The colony's atmospheric processors were refined based on the glacians' understanding of the planet's complex climate systems. As the first year on Glacius drew to a close, the human settlement had grown from a cluster of prefab modules to a sprawling, self-sustaining city. Domes of transparent aerogel stretched over vast enclosed ecosystems where genetically modified plants thrived under artificial sunlight. The city's lower levels extended deep into the ice, connecting with glacian settlements and creating a unique blend of surface and subsurface civilizations. Elena stood at the viewport of the colony's central hub, watching colonists move about their daily lives with an ease that would have seemed impossible just months ago. Children born on Glacius played in carefully maintained parks, their laughter a testament to humanity's resilience. "Captain Rodriguez," Dr. Patel's voice came over the comm, interrupting her reverie. "We're receiving a transmission from the Galactic Confederation." Elena took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. "Put it through." Omit. The holographic form of High Counselor Zixlith materialized before her, its colors swirling with what Elena had learned to recognize as astonishment. "Captain Rodriguez," the alien began, its voice tinged with disbelief. "Our long-range sensors indicate that you have not only survived on Glacius, but appear to be thriving. This is unprecedented." Elena allowed herself a small, proud smile. "Thank you, High Counselor. We've faced our share of challenges, but humanity has always been at its best when pushing the boundaries of what's possible." Zixlith's colors pulsed rapidly. Indeed, your success on Glacius has caused quite a stir in the Confederation. Many are eager to see how you will fare on your next assignment. The alien paused, its central eye focusing intently on Elena. Are you prepared for your next challenge, Captain? Elena thought of all they had accomplished, of the bonds forged with the Glacians, of the lessons learned, and the innovations created. She thought of the 4 other worlds waiting to be conquered, each presenting its own unique set of obstacles. With unwavering determination, she met the alien's gaze. We're ready, High Counselor. Humanity is just getting started. As the transmission ended, Elena turned back to the viewport, her eyes fixed on the icy expanse beyond. 1 world down, 4 to go. The journey ahead would be difficult, but Elena knew that with human ingenuity, adaptability, and spirit, there was no world they couldn't call home. The Deathworld challenge continued, and humanity was ready to show the galaxy what they were truly capable of. The Inferno of Pyros. The colony ship Phoenix emerged from hyperspace, its heat shields already glowing as it approached the fiery world of Pyros. From orbit, the planet resembled a churning sea of magma, its surface a patchwork of active volcanoes, lava flows, and vast plains of obsidian glass. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood on the bridge, her face illuminated by the angry red glow of the planet below. Status report, she commanded, her voice steady, despite the daunting challenge that lay ahead. Dr. Amit Patel, looking haggard after months of preparation, consulted his datapad. Surface temperature averages 450 degrees Celsius. Atmosphere is a toxic mix of sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, and chlorine gas. Gravity is 0.8 Earth standard, but the planet's crust is highly unstable due to constant tectonic activity. Elena nodded grimly. In other words, we're looking at a planet-sized volcano with poisonous air. Perfect. She allowed herself a wry smile. Well, team, we didn't come this far to be deterred by a little heat. Let's show the galaxy what humanity can do. The first wave of colonists descended in specially designed landers, their hulls reinforced with experimental heat-resistant alloys developed using lessons learned from Glacius. As the landers touched down on a relatively stable plateau of cooled basalt, Elena led the initial survey team out onto the surface. The colonists' exosuits were marvels of engineering, combining the cold resistance technology from Glacius with new innovations in heat dissipation and atmospheric filtration. Even so, stepping onto Pyros felt like walking into an oven. My God, Elena breathed, her words carried over the comm system. The landscape before her was a vision of hell itself. Rivers of molten rock snaked across the horizon, while in the distance, a massive volcano belched ash and fire into the sulphurous sky. Life sign readings, she asked, turning to Dr. Sofia Valdez, who had joined the Pyros mission as chief xenobiologist. Sofia shook her head, her expression visible through her suit's transparent faceplate. Nothing on the surface, but wait. She adjusted her sensors, frowning in concentration. I'm picking up faint biochemical signatures from deep underground. It seems life might exist in subterranean pockets, possibly near thermal vents. Elena filed the information away for later investigation. For now, their priority was establishing a foothold on this infernal world. The first weeks on Pyros were grueling. Traditional construction methods were useless in the face of constant tremors and corrosive atmosphere. The solution came from Dr. Zhen Chen, the mission's materials scientist. We don't fight the planet, Zhen explained, gesturing to a holographic model. We work with it. I propose we use the abundant volcanic glass to create our structures. By developing a method to rapidly cool and shape the molten rock, we can essentially grow our buildings from the planet itself. Elena green-lit the project, and soon, massive molecular furnaces were converting the planet's endless supply of lava into durable, heat-resistant structures. The colony took shape as a network of interconnected domes and tunnels, each segment able to be sealed off in case of breaches or geological events. Power generation, unlike on Glacius, was almost too easy. Geothermal energy was abundant, and the colonists quickly developed hyper-efficient thermal generators that tapped directly into the planet's molten core. The excess heat was used to power massive atmospheric processors, slowly beginning the monumental task of converting Pyro's toxic air into something breathable. Food production presented a unique challenge. Traditional agriculture was impossible in Pyro's harsh environment, and even the advanced hydroponic systems developed on Glacius struggled in the intense heat. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source: the subterranean life forms Sophia had detected during their initial survey. Deep expeditions into Pyro's labyrinthine cave systems revealed a complex ecosystem of extremophile organisms thriving in the high-pressure, high-temperature environment near thermal vents. These creatures had evolved to metabolize sulfur compounds and extract nutrients from mineral-rich hydrothermal fluids. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, who had transitioned from energy systems to biochemistry for the Pyro's mission, saw the potential immediately. If we can adapt these organisms' metabolic pathways, she explained excitedly, we might be able to engineer crops that can not only survive on Pyros, but actually thrive on its abundant mineral resources. The project consumed much of the colony's resources, but the payoff was immense. Within months, they had developed strains of heat-resistant fungi and bacteria that could grow in specially designed cultivation chambers, converting Pyro's toxic atmosphere and mineral-rich soil into edible biomass. As the colony expanded, Elena authorized deeper exploratory missions into the planet's subsurface. Teams of geologists and xenobiologists ventured into vast networks of lava tubes and crystal caves, their exosuits now augmented with advanced cooling systems and reinforced to withstand crushing pressures. It was during one of these expeditions that humanity made a startling discovery. Dr. Sofia Valdez and her team, exploring a particularly deep and ancient lava tube, stumbled upon what appeared to be the remnants of an alien civilization. "It's incredible," Sophia's awestruck voice came over the comm system. "These structures, these artifacts, they're clearly artificial, but they're millions of years old. Whoever built this, they were here long before us, and they found a way to thrive in this hellish environment." The discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Although no living members of this ancient species were found, their legacy was everywhere. The colonists uncovered advanced geothermal tapping techniques, methods for synthesizing complex molecules from simple volcanic gases, and even hints of planetary engineering on a scale humanity had never imagined. Elena recognized the immense value of this knowledge. These beings, whoever they were, mastered living on a world like Pyros. She addressed the colony's leadership. "We have an opportunity not just to survive here, but to truly thrive. Let's learn everything we can from their legacy." The integration of this ancient knowledge with human innovation led to rapid advancements. New materials were developed by studying the composition of alien artifacts, leading to structures that could withstand even the most violent volcanic eruptions. The colony's atmospheric processors were refined based on evidence of large-scale atmospheric manipulation in Pyro's distant past. Perhaps most importantly, the colonists uncovered evidence that the ancient civilization had begun the process of transforming Pyros from a volcanic hellscape into a more temperate world. This discovery sparked a debate among the colonists. Should they continue this process of terraforming, fundamentally altering Pyro's nature, or find ways to adapt to the planet as it was? The debate raged for weeks, with passionate arguments on both sides. In the end, Elena made the decisive call. "We came here to prove that humanity could make a home on any world," she announced to the assembled colonists. "Pyros has challenged us, pushed us to our limits, and made us innovate in ways we never imagined. But it has also shown us that life, even intelligent life, can flourish here without fundamentally changing the planet. We will continue to adapt, to learn, and to grow, but we will do so in harmony with Pyros, not in opposition to it." As the first year on Pyros drew to a close, the human settlement had evolved into a marvel of engineering and biological adaptation. Crystalline towers of volcanic glass rose from the basalt plains, their interiors cool havens of life amidst the inferno outside. Deep beneath the surface, vast hydroponic gardens thrived, nourished by nutrient-rich hydrothermal fluids and bathed in the glow of bioluminescent fungi. Elena stood in the colony's central observation dome, watching as a river of lava flowed past, its heat barely registering through the advanced insulation. Children born on Pyros played nearby, their bodies already adapting to the higher temperatures and lower gravity, a new branch of humanity evolving before her eyes. A calm alert interrupted her reflections. "Captain Rodriguez," Dr. Patel's voice came through. "We're receiving a transmission from the Galactic Confederation." Elena took a deep breath, straightening her shoulders. "Put it through." Amit. The holographic form of High Counselor Zixlith materialized, its colors a swirl of what Elena had come to recognize as utter astonishment. "Captain Rodriguez," the alien began, its voice filled with a mix of disbelief and admiration. "You've done it again. Not only have you survived on Pyros, but you've established a thriving colony and made groundbreaking discoveries. The Confederation is impressed." Elena allowed herself a proud smile. "Thank you, High Counselor. Pyros has been our greatest challenge yet, but it's also given us our greatest rewards. We've learned that there's no world so harsh that life can't find a way." Zixlith's colors pulsed rapidly. "Indeed. Your successes on both Glacius and Pyros have caused quite a stir in galactic circles. Many are eager to see how you will fare on your next assignment." The alien paused, its central eye focusing intently on Elena. "Are you prepared for your next challenge, Captain? I warn you, it may be your most difficult yet." Elena thought of all they had accomplished, the bonds forged in the face of adversity, the innovations born of necessity, the discoveries that had expanded their understanding of the universe. She thought of the 3 worlds still waiting to be conquered, each undoubtedly hiding its own unique set of challenges and wonders. With unwavering determination, she met the alien's gaze. "We're ready, High Counselor. Humanity has only just begun to show what we're capable of." As the transmission ended, Elena turned back to the observation dome, her eyes fixed on the fiery landscape beyond. 2 worlds down, 3 to go. The journey ahead would be difficult, but Elena knew that with human ingenuity, adaptability, and an indomitable spirit, there was no world they couldn't call home. The Deathworld challenge continued, and humanity was poised to redefine what was possible in the face of the universe's harshest environments. The crushing depths of Aquarius. The colony ship Nautilus emerged from hyperspace, its sleek hull designed to slice through water as easily as vacuum. Before the crew stretched an endless expanse of deep blue. Aquarius, a world almost entirely covered by a single planet-spanning ocean. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the swirling storm systems visible from orbit. "Status report," she commanded, her voice tinged with a mix of anticipation and apprehension. Dr. Amit Patel, now sporting a beard peppered with gray, consulted his holographic display. "Surface gravity is 1.2 times Earth standard. Atmosphere is breathable but thin, composed mainly of nitrogen and oxygen. The real challenge is the ocean. Average depth is 25 kilometers, with pressures at the bottom reaching over 30,000 atmospheres. Water temperature ranges from near freezing in the depths to tropical at the surface." Elena nodded, her mind already racing with the challenges and possibilities. "Any sign of landmasses?" "Negative," Amit replied. "There are some undersea mountain ranges that nearly breach the surface, but nothing above water. We'll need to establish our colony either floating or on the seafloor." "Well, team," Elena addressed the bridge crew, a determined smile on her face, "looks like we're going to get our feet wet on this one. Let's show the galaxy that humanity can make a home even in the heart of an alien ocean." The first wave of colonists descended in amphibious landers, touching down on the choppy surface of Aquarius' endless sea. Elena led the initial survey team, their exosuits now adapted for both surface exploration and deep-sea diving. As Elena stepped out onto the lander's floating platform, she was struck by the vastness of the ocean around them. The horizon stretched unbroken in every direction, the alien sun glinting off waves that seemed to go on forever. "Life sign readings?" she asked, turning to Dr. Sofia Valdez, who was already busy taking samples of the seawater. Sofia's eyes widened as she studied her instruments. "Captain, the biodiversity here is staggering. I'm detecting life forms from the surface all the way down to the abyssal depths. This planet is teeming with complex ecosystems we can barely begin to comprehend." Elena nodded, both excited and cautious. "All right, let's start with establishing a surface base. Then we'll plan our descent to the seafloor. We need to be careful not to disrupt the local ecosystems more than necessary." The first weeks on Aquarius were a flurry of activity. The colonists quickly established a floating base using advanced materials developed on Pyros to create structures that could withstand the planet's frequent storms. Solar and wind power provided ample energy, while desalination plants ensured a steady supply of fresh water. However, Elena knew that the true challenge, and the key to their long-term survival, lay beneath the waves. Dr. Jen Chen, the mission's materials scientist, presented a bold plan for a deep-sea colony. "We'll use a combination of reinforced glass and metal alloys developed from our experiences on Glacius and Pyros," Jen explained, gesturing to a holographic model. "The structures will be modular, able to withstand extreme pressures and adapt to the shifting seafloor. We'll start in the shallows and gradually expand into deeper waters as we refine our techniques." Elena greenlit the project, and soon the first underwater habitats were taking shape. Massive pressure domes and interconnected tunnels rose from the seafloor, illuminated by bioluminescent organisms cultivated from Aquarius native life. Food production presented both challenges and opportunities. While traditional agriculture was impossible, the planet's rich marine ecosystems offered an abundance of potential resources. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, drawing on her experiences with extremophile organisms on Pyros, developed methods for cultivating native algae and filter-feeding creatures in controlled environments. "These organisms are incredibly efficient," Yuki explained during a briefing. "They can extract nutrients from the mineral-rich waters and grow rapidly. With some genetic modifications, we can make them even more nutritious for human consumption." As the underwater colony expanded, Elena authorized deeper exploratory missions. Teams of marine biologists and oceanographers ventured into the planet's abyssal trenches, their submersibles equipped with advanced sonar and imaging systems. It was during one of these deep-sea expeditions that humanity made first contact with Aquarius sapient life forms. Dr. Sofia Valdez and her team, exploring a particularly deep trench, encountered a group of bioluminescent creatures that defied easy description. Part cephalopod, part fish, with a level of intelligence that was immediately apparent. "They're communicating with us." Sophia's awestruck voice came over the comm system, using patterns of light and color. "It's complex, deliberate. These beings are at least as intelligent as dolphins or whales on Earth, maybe more so." The discovery sent shockwaves through the colony. Elena immediately established protocols for interaction, drawing on humanity's experiences with the glacians. Over time, and with the help of advanced AI translation systems, a form of communication was established with the beings, whom the colonists named the Luminae. The Luminae, it turned out, were not only intelligent but had a complex society spanning the planet's ocean depths. They viewed the surface-dwelling humans with a mixture of curiosity and concern, fearing that the colonists' activities might disrupt the delicate balance of Aquarius ecosystems. Elena, recognizing the importance of cooperation, initiated a series of diplomatic meetings with Luminae representatives. "We come as fellow inhabitants of this world," she explained through the light-based translation system. "We seek to learn from you and to find ways for both our species to thrive here without harming Aquarius. The negotiations were long and complex, but eventually, a mutually beneficial agreement was reached. The humans would share their technology, particularly in the areas of energy production and materials science, which could help the Luminae expand their own civilizations. In return, the Luminae would provide invaluable knowledge about Aquarius' complex ecosystems and help guide human expansion to minimize environmental impact. This partnership proved to be the key to the colony's long-term success. Human ingenuity combined with Luminae wisdom allowed for rapid advancements in adapting to Aquarius' aquatic environment. New materials were developed by studying Luminae biology, leading to more efficient underwater propulsion systems and energy storage technologies. The colony's waste management and recycling systems were refined based on the Luminae's deep understanding of the planet's intricate nutrient cycles. As the first year on Aquarius drew to a close, the human settlement had evolved into a marvel of underwater engineering and biological integration. Gleaming cities dotted the seafloor, connected by networks of high-speed transit tubes. Vast underwater farms cultivated a variety of native and genetically modified organisms, providing food and raw materials for the growing colony. Elena stood in the central dome of the deep-sea colony, watching in awe as a group of Luminae glided past, their bioluminescent patterns a dazzling display against the dark waters beyond. Children born on Aquarius played nearby, their bodies already adapting to the higher pressures and aquatic environment, representing a new branch of humanity evolving before her eyes. A comm alert interrupted her reflections. "Captain Rodriguez," Dr. Patel's voice came through. "We're receiving a transmission from the Galactic Confederation." Elena took a deep breath, her resolve strengthening. "Put it through, Amit." The holographic form of High Counselor Zixlith materialized, its colors a swirl of what Elena had come to recognize as utter amazement. "Captain Rodriguez," the alien began, its voice filled with undisguised admiration. "You continue to surpass all expectations. Not only have you established a thriving colony on Aquarius, but you've made peaceful first contact with an advanced aquatic species. The Confederation is astounded." Belina allowed herself a proud smile. "Thank you, High Counselor. Aquarius has challenged us in ways we never imagined, but it's also shown us the incredible diversity of life in our galaxy. We've learned that adaptation and cooperation are key to thriving in any environment." Zixlith's colors pulsed rapidly. "Indeed, your successes on Glacius, Pyros, and now Aquarius have revolutionized our understanding of what's possible in terms of planetary colonization. Many in the Confederation are eager to see how you will fare on your next assignment." The alien paused, its central eye focusing intently on Elena. "Are you prepared for your final challenge, Captain? I warn you, it will test the very limits of human adaptability." Elena thought of all they had accomplished, the bonds forged with alien species, the technological leaps made in the face of adversity, the new understanding of life's potential in the universe. She thought of the two worlds still waiting to be conquered, each undoubtedly hiding its own unique set of challenges and wonders. With unwavering determination, she met the alien's gaze. "We're ready, High Counselor. Humanity has come too far to falter now. Whatever challenges lie ahead, we'll face them head-on." As the transmission ended, Elena turned back to the observation dome, her eyes fixed on the mysterious ocean depths beyond. 3 worlds down, 2 to go. The journey ahead would be difficult, but Elena knew that with human ingenuity, adaptability, and an indomitable spirit, there was no world they couldn't call home. The Deathworld challenge was nearing its climax, and humanity stood poised to redefine the very concept of habitability in the galaxy. Triumph on extremis and galactic recognition. The colony ship Adaptus dropped out of hyperspace, its hull a patchwork of technologies gleaned from their previous expeditions. Before the crew stretched a world that defied easy categorization. Extremis, a planet of perpetual change and environmental chaos. Captain Elena Rodriguez, her face lined with the experiences of 4 harsh worlds, stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the swirling maelstrom of the planet below. "Final status report," she commanded, her voice carrying the weight of their entire journey. Dr. Amit Patel, his hair now completely gray, looked up from his holographic display with a mix of excitement and trepidation. "Extremis lives up to its name, Captain. The planet's climate and geology are in a constant state of flux. We're detecting rapid shifts between Arctic conditions, scorching deserts, torrential rainforests, and everything in between. Gravity fluctuates between 0.8 and 1.3 Earth standard. Atmosphere composition changes hourly." Elena nodded, her mind already racing with the unprecedented challenges they faced. "Any stable zones at all?" "Negative," Amit replied. "The entire planet is affected. It's as if Extremis is combining every challenge we faced so far, and then some." Elena turned to address her crew, veterans all of the Deathworld challenge. "Well, team, this is it. Everything we've learned, every skill we've honed, every alliance we've forged, it's all led to this moment. Extremis is the ultimate test of human adaptability. Let's show the galaxy what we're truly capable of." The first wave of colonists descended in landers designed to withstand rapid environmental changes. As they touched down on a temporarily stable plateau, Elena led the initial survey team out onto the surface. Their exosuits, now marvels of engineering, were designed to adapt in real time to Extremis' shifting conditions. As Elena took her first steps on Extremis, she watched in awe as the landscape around them began to change. What had been a rocky plain moments ago was already showing signs of vegetative growth, while in the distance, a mountain range was visibly eroding. "Life sign readings?" she asked, turning to Dr. Sofia Valdez, whose expertise in xenobiology had become invaluable across their journey. Sophia's eyes were wide as she studied her instruments. "Captain, it's incredible. The life forms here are evolving in real time to match the changing environments. It's like watching millions of years of evolution happening in minutes." Elena nodded, both exhilarated and daunted by the challenge ahead. "All right, let's get to work. We need to establish a foothold here, and fast." The first weeks on Extremis were a whirlwind of constant adaptation and innovation. Traditional structures were useless in the face of such rapid environmental changes. The solution came from a synthesis of all their previous experiences, led by Dr. Zhen Chen. "We don't fight the planet's changes," Zhen explained, gesturing to a holographic model. "We embrace them. I propose a colony of interconnected, modular units that can physically transform to match Extremis' shifting conditions. Using smart materials developed from our experiences on previous worlds, combined with rapid response AI systems, we can create a settlement that's as dynamic as the planet itself." Elena greenlit the project, and soon the first adaptive structures were taking shape. The colony evolved into a marvel of fluid architecture, buildings that could burrow underground during intense storms, float during flash floods, or extend solar panels during rare moments of clear skies. Power generation and resource management required constant innovation. Dr. Yuki Tanaka led a team in developing a revolutionary energy system that could harness power from whatever source was most abundant at any given moment, be it solar, wind, geothermal, or even bioelectric energy from Extremis' rapidly evolving life forms. Food production was perhaps the greatest challenge yet. Drawing on their experiences from previous worlds, the colonists developed a hybrid system of rapidly adaptable hydroponics and genetically modified crops that could alter their biology to match the changing environments. As the colony stabilized, Elena authorized deeper exploration of Extremis. Teams ventured out in all-terrain vehicles that could transform from Land Rovers to submarines to aircraft as needed. What they discovered was a world of unparalleled biological diversity and resilience. It was during one of these expeditions that humanity made its most profound discovery yet. Dr. Sofia Valdez and her team, studying a particularly active zone of evolutionary flux, stumbled upon evidence of an ancient, hyper-advanced civilization. These artifacts, Sophia's excited voice came over the comm. "They're unlike anything we've ever seen. It's as if they're made of living material, constantly adapting just like everything else on this world. And the data we're decoding. Elena, I think we found the architects of Extremis itself." The discovery sent shockwaves through the colony and beyond. The ancient civilization, which the colonists named the Shapers, had apparently engineered Extremis as a grand experiment in accelerated evolution. The planet was a testament to their mastery over matter and energy at a level that bordered on the godlike. While no living Shapers were found, their legacy was everywhere. The colonists uncovered technologies that could manipulate matter at the subatomic level, control gravity and space-time, and even accelerate or reverse evolution itself. Elena recognized the immense responsibility that came with such knowledge. This discovery changes everything. She addressed the colony's leadership. The power to reshape worlds, to control the very fabric of life. It's a tool that could save countless species or destroy them. We must proceed with the utmost caution and wisdom. The integration of Shaper knowledge with human innovation led to advancements that would have seemed like magic just years before. The colony evolved into a living entity itself, able to predict and adapt to extremist changes with seamless efficiency. Colonists developed the ability to alter their own biology temporarily to better suit whatever environment they found themselves in. As the first year on Extremis drew to a close, humanity had not just survived on the universe's ultimate Deathworld, they had thrived. The human settlement was a constantly shifting marvel of bioengineering and adaptive technology. Children born on Extremis displayed an intuitive understanding of change and adaptation that represented the next leap in human evolution. Elena stood in the central hub of the colony, watching as the world outside shifted from a barren desert to a lush jungle in a matter of minutes. A comm alert interrupted her reflections. "Captain Rodriguez," Dr. Patel's voice came through. "We're receiving a transmission from the Galactic Confederation. It's the entire council." Elena took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. "Put it through, Amit." The holographic forms of the entire Galactic Council materialized before her, with High Counselor Zixlith at the center. The aliens' colors swirled in patterns Elena had never seen before. "Captain Elena Rodriguez," Zixlith began, its voice filled with a reverence that transcended species. "On behalf of the Galactic Confederation, we extend our deepest congratulations and admiration. You and your people have accomplished what we thought impossible. You have not only survived but thrived on 5 of the most inhospitable worlds in known space. Moreover, you have made discoveries that will reshape our understanding of the universe itself." Elena stood tall, feeling the weight of the moment. "Thank you, High Counselor, esteemed members of the Council. Humanity accepted this challenge not just to prove ourselves, but to push the boundaries of what's possible, to expand our understanding of life and our place in the cosmos." Zixlith's colors pulsed with excitement, and in doing so, you have opened up new possibilities for all spacefaring civilizations. It is the unanimous decision of this council that humanity be granted full membership in the Galactic Confederation, with all rights and privileges therein. Furthermore, we would be honored if Earth would take the lead in a new initiative for galactic exploration and colonization of extreme environments. Elena felt a swell of pride and humility. "We accept this honor with gratitude and a deep sense of responsibility. The challenges we faced have taught us the importance of adaptation, cooperation, and respect for the diversity of life in all its forms. We look forward to sharing our knowledge and working alongside our new galactic neighbors to explore the wonders of our universe." As the transmission ended, Elena turned to face her crew, seeing in their eyes the same mix of pride, excitement, and determination that she felt. They had done it. Humanity had proven itself on the galactic stage, overcoming challenges that had seemed insurmountable. But Elena knew this was not an ending, but a beginning. With the knowledge they had gained, the alliances they had forged, and the technologies they had developed, humanity was poised to help shape the future of the galaxy itself. As she looked out at Extremis' ever-changing landscape, Alina smiled. The universe was vast and full of wonders, and humanity was ready to embrace it all. No world was too harsh, no challenge too great. They had made the impossible possible, and in doing so, had opened up a future of limitless potential. The Deathworld challenge was complete, but humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning.